What up, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate you. Go ahead and do that. Now, yesterday I did a video, talking about the whole lefty gunplay and Bands shooting a video in his neighborhood, right? And people were like, "What excuses would the South have?" And this and that. And there's no excuses. You know what I mean? I don't see why an individual would use an excuse. I mean, everyone has taken L's, and that's just the way it is. It's part of the street life. It's part of the gangbanging. What Bands did is not something that's new. It's something that happens every single day in the streets of Los Angeles, and I'm pretty sure everywhere else where there's gangbangers. You know, you know, it's like every neighborhood that's out there has had the enemies go and tag up in their neighborhoods. There's no such thing as a barrio out there that hasn't had their enemigos go into their hood and tag it up. Now, how is that possible? People have to understand that in the streets, homies are not always going to be there 24/7, especially in the whole entire, territory, the whole entire premise of their neighborhood, right? That's how stuff like that happens, right? Like I said, sometimes homies are kicking it over here. Sometimes homies are kicking it over there by the alley, by the park. Homies have different spots. Sometimes they're out cruising. Sometimes they're kicking it with some females. Sometimes they're in somebody's backyard getting high. But, you have times where there's nobody like out there in the streets, and, it just happens that the enemies pass by and tag it up, right? That's just the way it is. You're not going to have somebody out there, 24/7, but it is a risk. It is a gamble because, they could be tagging it up, and then next, the homies happen to come outside or pass by or come back from wherever they were at. And then, shit goes, bad for them, right? Because Bands did take a chance because, the guys, could have, rolled up from, Lefty's Gunplay's neighborhood, to go pose up, and next they're right there, right? It would have gone, all bad. I'm not saying like it would have gone bad for Bands, but I'm saying like somebody would have gotten hurt, whether it be from the northern side or the southern side, but it was gonna go down. There was gonna be an incident, is basically what I'm trying to say, right? Just like any other neighborhood that would have gone there, anytime you're taking a risk, you're taking a chance, by going ahead and doing that, you know what I mean? But that's what gangbanging is. That's what it's all about, For all we know, maybe that's what Bands actually wanted, to happen and went down there, I don't know the individual, for individuals to be like, nah, I doubt it, bro. Like, how are you saying that you doubt it, bro? You acting like if you know that vato. Like, why can't he be down? I'm not saying that he is, right? Because I don't know the individual, but I'm saying, why can't he not be? As much as people say that he can, as much as he could. You guys don't know him. I don't know him. Same thing what they say about Lefty. They don't know Lefty. And Lefty should have never said nothing about them because Lefty don't know them. See, this is what happens when you talk without knowing. You know what I mean? But anybody could film a video in somebody's neighborhood, and just, by sheer, luck or whatever, right? The homies just happen to not be there, and you know what I mean? But it could happen to any neighborhood out there. And it has, because you've seen enemies hit ups in rival people's territory. Every neighborhood that's out there has had their enemies go and tag it up, bro. You know what I mean? Because you're just not going to have homies always on the block there 24. And like I said, sometimes they're even in different spots, right? You can't be everywhere at once either, you know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then you might as well have one homie posted in every single wall in your neighborhood to make sure that the enemies don't go and tag it up, and take shifts. That's the only way I can see it be done. Sometimes homies are just, hey, drinking in the back or chilling with some females or getting, smoking or, you know what I mean? Or going and stealing or robbing, going patrolling, going to their enemies' neighborhoods. Like there's times where, homies leave the block, bro. Sometimes they're out partying, like I said, and there's no one there in the block for a cool minute. That's just the way it goes. Shit, sometimes homies are passed out already, those pinches, have been up for like 3 days, crashing out. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, or sometimes the block is high, you know, because homies maybe did a highlight, they have to lay low because, you know, ta cabron. But you know what I mean? There's multiple reasons, bro, you know. But that's not to use that as an excuse, but I'm saying that this happens, what happened in that video happens every single day to, different multiple neighborhoods, you know, and every neighborhood goes through it. You know, if people come out here and say that that's not true or that it never happened to their barrio, they're fucking lying, bro. It has happened to every single barrio out there. You know what I mean? So, you know, filming and doing a video in someone's neighborhood is not something that's like, wow, like people think it is, bro. You know? And like I said, because homies ain't always there. Especially in these times, in 2024, the way the laws are now and the who that works, not like before, where you were able to get away with shit like that before. Now it's different, right? Now with all these new, loitering laws and gang, crash units and gang injunctions, and all this is and that, it's a little bit more difficult, right? Before you were able to be posted out there, deep. The cops couldn't tell you nothing, but now they could. You know what I mean? So it's a lot more different now. So of course nowadays, people have to be more trucha when they're posting up, not like before. So it's a lot more, how can I say, a lot more easier for people to go to people's neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the facts of things. You know. So like I said, people are seeing this like if it's some kind of like if it has never been done before, but it's like, bro, this happens all the time. You know what I mean? Um, that's just and that's a part of the game, bro. Your enemies come like fuck. You have to go across the mountain. You go to their neighborhood. That's how it goes, bro. That's gang banging, bro. The audience is like all wild because they're not gang members, so they're not used to all of this. All of this, they don't know how it is to, to see the gangster world, bro. That's why they're like, damn, oh, or see this as some kind of like accomplishment, bro. Because they're not out there in the field, so they don't really know how it works, bro. But if you're from the streets, you already understand that this happens all the time. You know, it's a game of back and forth and shit. But overall, there's no excuses. People take L's. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Bands did his thing. You know what I mean? Like, well, nobody could come on here and say that or try to make an excuse. Like, it's just the way it goes, bro. Like, sometimes the enemies just happen to get the best of you, bro. Like, like I said, every neighborhood has taken L's, bro. You know what I mean? But then they get their get backs. Now, I'm not saying that, he's going to get his get backs or, or saying anything like that, right? But I'm saying that's just, how the dominoes always fall. And this is, gangbanging. Well, welcome to the streets where it's supposed to be led. But nowadays, I guess, if you want to throw it out there. But, that's something that I just disagree with. But, it is what it is. But overall, that's just my opinions. What do you guys thought? Leave it in the comments section. We up.